Welcome back, dear viewers. Egypt, for long decades, has enjoyed big soft power due to its huge and high quality of artistic and cultural production. We'll be talking about Egypt's soft power, especially in the Arab world. That's the area where mostly that soft power has been enjoyed. We have with us to talk about Egypt's soft power Egyptian novelist and member of the Egyptian Writers Association, who also has an MBA in business administration and works as an assistant lecturer at the Faculty of Economics. And she's also into environmental and women issues. She is Dr. Rania Saleh. Dr. Rania, a great pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So happy today to be with you.
It's
Thank
always
you,
a pleasure
Doctor.
to have you with us, Dr. Rania. Dr. Rania Mohammed, of course, pinpointed and highlighted on a very important subject, which is, of course, the soft power here in Egypt. And to start with, as a writer, how do you see the pillars of our soft power in Egypt?
Yes, I know that a lot of pillars here, especially in Egypt, we have soft power like culture, like translation, like history. I think in recently decades we are more concentrated in these pillars to convey our image as Egyptian culture to the world, mainly or especially by movies, by some of literature works. I think like Naguib Mahfouz when he won Nobel Prize. I think it's a good message, convey the image of Egypt to the whole world before. So especially I think the Center for Translation to translate several books from Arabic language to another languages to convey the features of the life in Egypt, okay, to the other world. To give another images, I think, different about the spread one all over the world. So especially as I am when I deal with another nationalities, okay, when I traveling abroad, I find a different image about Egypt, or they found that we are not civilized people, or we are not our real nature as we are in Egypt. They didn't believe that we are Egyptian, that we know languages, that we are writers, that we have cinema, movies, something like that.
Yeah, so there is a stereotype that is
Yes, it's
taken
stereotyping or
about us
labeling.
abroad. Yeah,
Labeling,
and
yes.
labeling. Yeah, yeah, very unfortunate. So soft power is fighting against that.
Yes, what I think here, culture here, I think it's like a rapport between East and West to convey their images and their features to the other. I think it's
Yeah, it is part of that. Yeah.
yes, and I think recently after the finishing of Cold War, I think the war it's converted from military one to a cultural one.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
culture between civilizations.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
the
who
so-called
is-
clash of civilization.
Yes,
Yeah.
clash of civilization of Samuel Huntington.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, how does the Egyptian language act as an important means of communication among speaking?
In English, in Egyptian language,
Yes.
accent,
Yes,
accent
yes.
Egyptian. Yes, I think nowadays in Arab world now, I think the Arabic movies. Sorry, not Arabic movies, especially Egyptian movies. I think it's so spread in all over the Arab countries. So when we deal with any Arabic nationality, I think they understand us as Egyptian because they all the time they follow our cinema. Okay, they are interested in stars like Adil Imam and Karim Abdelaziz. I think here it's a good image or good message for the other countries Okay, and it gives a weight for the Egyptian movies, especially in all world of cinema festivals or something like that.
Okay, let us ask a question, Dr. Rania, about the importance of learning a language. How is learning a specific language, how would that make a difference in one's life and in his or her perception of the other? As you mentioned earlier, that some of those in the West have a wrong perception about us.
Yes.
And maybe some of us here have a wrong perception about them as well.
Yes.
Because some of us don't know their language and their culture, and some of them don't know our culture or our language. So, how important is it to learn one's language, to know about the other, and to bridge, between cultures instead of clashing between cultures?
Yes, okay. I didn't mention that I am graduated from Faculty of Alson, German department. Okay.
German, yeah.
Yes.
So you speak good German.
Not good. I mainly forget it. I'm graduated from about 20 years before. So I think here it's a high priority for learning more language and the new languages. It gives the one to can gain more knowledge about the literature or the life of the people they are speaking this language. Especially, or as an example, for me, when I studied German, so I understand how the life is, how the people think. Okay, and I traveled there a lot of times, so I found it different more than their literature also. So dealing with them, it gives me understanding their values, their thinking. So it will make good relations instead of make clashes, as you till now. So I think here, if we speak about me as a female, I think women tend more to learning languages more than more than men. I think.
Why do you think so? Are there any
Pardon.
statistics that stated that women have the tendency to learn language more than men do?
I didn't find statistics about it to speak scientifically.
How did we decide that women have the tendency to learn more?
Maybe
For example, my husband always works on himself when we're traveling somewhere or a certain country. He works on himself and he goes and takes lessons and he gets to learn French language,
Yes.
Russian language, Spanish language.
Yes,
Italian
but
language.
Rana, in schools, if you look at the boys,
I never have this tendency.
eh,
My young
Eh,
daughter has this
Yes,
tendency.
But if you look at the young boys and girls in schools, I mean, you'll find that girls are usually interested in English, French, and
Yes.
so on, and the boys are interested in the math and in and the sciences and so on. If you go to university, you find those
Yeah.
the girls, most of them go to
Yes.
what we call here in Egypt. Adabi, or the literature, and most boys go to ilmi or to sciences. So yeah, I mean the girls love
We can't
languages more.
generalize. We can't generalize.
No, we're not generalizing.
But I find also my
yeah.
daughter, she wanted to learn more than one language. Now she's speaking English, French, and Spanish. She is now. Yes.
Long time ago, when I used to
Yes.
be a young girl, and my father used to raise me, may peace be
Still
upon
young
him.
girl.
He used to ask, he used to always tell me,
You are right.
if you learn 7 languages, then I don't want you to get. I don't care if you graduated from a university or
yes,
not. He didn't used to mean that he doesn't want me to get a graduate, not being a graduated daughter, but he meant that language is very, very, very important.
Yes. No.
That is what he wanted. This is what the
Yes.
message he wanted to send.
Yes.
And today, what he said a long time ago or years ago is
It's proving right.
Is proving right, exactly.
But I found that after my long time graduation, I found it's not useful to take a bachelor in language. Okay, we can learn it.
You mean a bachelor?
Bachelor, yes, in languages especially. Because we can take it as courses in any center, something like that, to travel to the land speaking this language. Okay, so because I find that it's not a problem to give 4 years to specialize in one language or 2 languages. So I think here in Egypt, they are thinking about find the job chances or
Mm,
to find work chances to take it in the market here in Egypt
right.
because we are depend on tourism and something like that.
Right. I
Yes.
mean, and languages
Yeah.
would help in any jobs related
Yeah,
to
and
tourism.
dealing with the companies and all emails in English, all of that.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the tourists that come
Mm.
here from different
But we can
nationalities.
return to the back the previous point about girls
Yeah,
when
girls versus
yeah
boys.
all of us our the most of our faculty year graduation
In
this year,
Alston,
yeah,
yeah,
and
it must have been
girls.
girls. Yeah,
Yeah,
it must have been
and
girls.
faculty of arts adab,
Yes.
all of them languages, I think they are
Yeah, Alston
girls
linguistics, of
also.
course. Yeah,
Yes.
and
Mm.
by the way, to prove your words right,
Mm.
at my time at university, and I was graduate of engineering,
Oh.
civil engineering, Ain Shams University.
The different
Most of us were boys. I mean, were
yes.
men. I mean, 90%
Mm.
of the
Yes.
students there at the time, of course. Now maybe things are changing
Now
as well.
now it's
Yeah,
changes,
things are
yes.
changing a little bit. Um, Dr. Rania, give us a sense of your and a glimpse of your production, your literary productions. And I also want to ask you something about the 6th of October, since we are celebrating
Mm.
the October
Yes.
War victory, to tell us what you think of the literature that talked about the 6th of October.
In my works, I'm sorry, I didn't expose.
Didn't,
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I didn't
Okay.
expose to 6th of
Yeah.
October. Sorry.
no, nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't expose to it before, but maybe I find a lot of works of other writers that they are make that like I try to put lines about this very important event, especially also in movies and cinema, something like that, and a lot of serious. I find a lot of serious, yes,
And
focus on
songs
it.
maybe more than anything
Yes,
else.
yes.
Very passionate songs.
Mm.
What about your works? What did most of your work focus on?
Romantic.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
Okay.
romantic quotes and romantic writers, and mainly the heroine is, all the time is women in my novels.
Women's feelings,
Women's feelings, yes, and women's dealing
challenges,
with
yeah.
something like that, yes. But four of my novels, or four novels, they are all about romantic.
Great.
Romantic style.
Great.
Okay, finally, Dr. Rania, how do you manage to combine your passion for literature with your studies in the business administration?
Yes, I know these are so different fields.
Exactly,
And,
that's why I had to mention this question.
It's like engineering and media
Yes,
as well.
and all of people they are meet me any time. How you are a writer and you are working on business administration, because I think these kind of fields of science, I think they are practical, not concentrate on feelings, on languages. They sometimes they are. I think I am graduated from Arabic section, okay, because I'm writing in good Arabic or Fusha, okay. But I find it's just only hobby, or I love writing from my early years, and I find myself I love reading Arabic, and because also while my studying in Alson, faculty of Alson, we make some kind of comparison literature. So from here I find it is so nice thing.
So your writings are traditional Arabic?
No,
Ami?
I didn't.
Okay.
But
And
next word
the next
I wanna.
one will be.
Yeah, yeah.
But the previous ones were in slang, like
No, not slang. Traditional. I'm sorry.
yeah, traditional.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, your writings are traditional, but the next ones will be in
Yeah,
slang.
with we slang language. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I'm confused.
Interesting.
Sorry.
Very good luck.
Okay. Thank you.
Rania, of course, it was a pleasure to have you with us in today's episode
Thank you, Rana.
of a Nile Cruise. Rania, you joined me in Zoom in before,
Yes.
and it was a pleasure. And we discussed many films and many, of course, different topics in our episode. And it
Yes.
was a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much for joining
Thank
us,
you.
Dr. Rania Saleh.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Rana.
Thank you,
Today's
Dr.
episode
Rania.
of
Thank
it. Thank you very much, dear viewers. We'll be back again. Don't go away.